Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth. In the last episode, we dropped in on the Queen and got a pardon for Victor, and we all seem to be in the clear, at least with the crown at the moment, but we do still have other matters to attend to, so let's continue on with this story, and you all can sit back, relax, and let me read to you. So, now that that's all done, cheers! With Impy's shout, there is the sound of glasses clinking together. Aha! The perfect drink after a hard day's work is the best! Even though we had no choice at the time, now that I think back on it, that was one reckless plan. Seriously, it was really close. Thanks for saving the day, Victor. I'm glad I finished in time. It's the day after the mission. There is a luxurious meal on the table, along with a newspaper open to one particular article. False accusations. Nation shocked at revelation of Victor Frankenstein's innocence. With an article like this widely spread, we can finally rest at ease. And at least we can throw the party that had been put on hold while we prepared for the mission. If old Leonhardt hadn't said, "It's the Queen's orders," and called off the attack, we might have been... Oh, I don't want to say it. Those army soldiers were one thing, but the members of Twilight were really going for the kill. I could have kept fighting without any problems. Yeah, right. I know you were almost out of ammo. Victor really was amazing. That must have taken so much courage. That's nice of you to say. Honestly, I was so nervous that I can't even remember what really happened. But at the same time, when Victor had come face to face with the Queen, he had seemed somehow different. He wasn't the usual kind Victor. He seemed very angry and sad at the same time. Why are you so quiet all of a sudden, Cardia? Oh, it's nothing. Hey, let's keep things cheerful. It's a rare treat that Deli's joined us here. Isn't that right, Deli? Silence! Don't call me that wretched nickname! I was tasked with the responsibility of caring for my subordinate Cece. It is my duty to ensure that he gets fed. That's the only reason why I'm here. Cece, eating a meal made specially for him under the table, barks in response to Deli's outburst. Deli and Cece, they kind of eat in the same way. There's no need to eat so quickly. There's more where that came from. I laugh, then look over to Victor. Now that we are officially protected by order of the government, we can relax a little, right? Yeah, I suppose for the time being. We don't know when they'll turn their backs on us again, so I think it's important for us to remain defensive. I highly doubt that Twilight will give up on capturing you just because of this. Don't worry about that stuff. They don't know where this mansion is, and we'll still be watching out. Even then, we can still focus more on our search for Isaac than we could before. Yes, about that. I've actually found a lead I think is promising. Really? Yes, well, it's more like a lead to a promising lead. Right. I mean, I'm starting to feel like we're never going to find the guy. That would be a problem. You're right. Never would be a problem. I'd at least like to track him down within the next 2 or 3 centuries. Hang on, Sainty G. You know we'll all be dead by then, right? So what exactly is the lead to a lead that you speak of? About that. The conversation comes to a dead stop when we suddenly hear the doorbell ring. Oh, do we have a visitor? Have we ever had visitors here? No, we haven't. Then, Whoever's at the door is surely some sort of uninvited guest. I gulp. Before anyone can say anything more, the door to the room suddenly opens. All our eyes turn to the intruder at once, and he gives us a pleasant smile. Good day, gentlemen, lady. Sholmes! There was no response, so I invited myself in. What's this? Are you in the middle of a celebration? It would appear I've dropped by just at the right moment. What do you want? Are you here to capture us? No, I would never do that. I prefer to keep my work and my private life separate. And as you are no longer criminals, there is no need for me to arrest you. Then, why are you here? I've come all this way to inform you that I am no longer your enemy. You should be more grateful. I don't bring gifts, but I do have good news for you. It won't be publicized, but Victoria is openly chastising Twilight, severely at that. It seems the damage they brought upon London while trying to shoot you down has incurred her wrath. Oh, those attacks! Because of this, Twilight's activities will likely be restricted for some time. They were too eager for success and dug their own graves. I'm a bit embarrassed for the old workplace, but it's worked to our advantage. Indeed. I'm sure they'll continue their operations, but they'll certainly be more subtle about it. I don't know why Twilight is after you, and just be on the lookout. That is indeed good news. Thank you for coming all the way here to tell us. The Count smiles and nods. I guess it's good news, but... Never mind that. How did you find out about this place? I didn't leave any traces for you to find. Is that so, Lupin? Then I must deduce that your housekeeping skills are subpar. You left traces everywhere. You little... There, Lupin. Don't be so rude. Mr. Sholmes, was it? Since you've already made the trip here, why don't you come in and enjoy some of our party food? In exchange, please keep the location of our mansion under your hat. Oh? You think you can bribe the great detective Herlock Sholmes with food? Sholmes narrows his eyes at the Count's suggestion. Then... Well then, don't mind if I do. You are one easy detective to bribe. He's toying with Lupin, isn't he? I guess everyone has at least one nemesis. Victor smiles cheerfully. He no longer has the frightening, serious, or dangerous air like he did during his conversation with the Queen. I decide to stop worrying and enjoy the moment. Seems like you have gathered an interesting group here. Now that we're all acquainted, I think I'd like to come back once in a while to visit. Don't you come back here! Hurry up and get out! I can't help but laugh at the desperation in Lupin's voice. Chapter 7. The Buoyant and the Bellicose. The afternoon after the party, I head for Deli's room, carrying his meal on a tray. Deli, I bought your dinner. Huh, leave it there. His voice carries through the door. It seems like yesterday was a special exception, and he won't come out tonight. Are you sure you don't want to eat with everyone else? I told you, I have no intention of being cozy with any of you. But you joined us at the party yesterday. That was a blunder on my part. I have a great many regrets about yesterday. I see. I carry on the spirit of the entire vampire race. It's out of the question for me to share a meal with humans. He has a true passion for avoiding us. I was hoping that yesterday would have helped him open up to us. Cece, how long have you been in here? Hey, what are you doing? Stop it! Do not try to pull my clothes. I forbid it. There's some commotion going on in there. What could it be? Why are you pulling me towards the door? You traitor! You're supposed to be my minion. I refuse to eat with those humans. Stop! Fine! All right. The noises cease. Deli? No response. What could have happened in there? Oh. Are you all right? I heard some noises. The door slides open, revealing Deli. Cece slips between his legs and rubs up against me. Cece. He looks up at me with a good-natured doggy smile, as if to say, "Look, I bought Deli out to you." So dinner... For your information, I am not opening up to you. It is said that a wise ruler always lends an ear to a subordinate's advice. Cece wants me to join your meal, that's all. I understand. Deli turns away, looking disgruntled, then starts to walk ahead. Cece runs over to join him at his feet. Come on over. What's up, Deli? Are you going to start joining our meals now? We welcome you, Deli. Stop calling me that! I had no choice in the matter, as Cece was quite insistent. Meals are always more enjoyable with a bigger group. I welcome you to the table as well. I changed my mind. I'm eating in my room. Stay here and eat. Van Helsing says this quietly, but with strength. If you want to keep an eye on me, so I won't escape, isn't it better if we were to eat together? Don't presume to tell me what to do. Come on, guys, chill out. Here, sit there. I cook the meals so they taste great when we all eat together as a group. Impy quickly ushers Deli to a seat and pushes him towards the table. Now, let's enjoy our meal. Human food. It's so mediocre. Although he won't stop complaining, Deli eats with more enthusiasm than any of us at the table. You're being rude to the cook. It's fine. I can tell how Deli feels about the food by the way he's scarfing it down. No, she's right. My words were disrespectful, considering that I'm being provided with food. I'm glad you like it. Good thing, huh? Van Helsing? You are the one who was the most worried. Haha, is he pretending not to hear you? That's how we welcomed a new member into our mealtime gatherings. I feel like I'm being observed, and look up. My eyes meet Victor's, and he smiles as if to play it off. Does this mean I'm on the path of Victor, even though I wasn't really intending to? That night, I practice the stances used in self-defense that Van Helsing taught me before I go to sleep. I'm well aware that such moves are rarely delivered perfectly in an actual battle. However, if I can get my body to remember these moves, I'll be able to react without thinking in battle. The more practice I get, the better. Ha! The people around me are all very skilled. If we're going to face more dangers, I don't want to get in their way. I go over the things I learned in training, one by one. As I do, the expression Victor had been wearing during the meal comes to my mind. What was that about? Was he trying to say something about the lead he was talking about yesterday? That conversation had never fully been finished, after Sholmes' interruption. But maybe Lupin and the rest all have their own takes on the situation. No one had brought up the subject with Victor since last night. What did that glance he gave me mean? I wonder if he's hiding something. Yeah! As my frustration mounts, I intensify my training in search of answers. What does the future have in store for us? What will happen to everyone? To me, the uncertainty of tomorrow unsettles me. I probably feel this way because I'm happy now, and because I've been able to cross paths with so many people. My anxiety grows when I stop my exercises. The poison flowing throughout my body. The horologium shining from my chest. What exactly am I? Monster. The word bubbles up into my consciousness. I am... Guardia, are you all right? Victor's voice knocks me out of my reverie. Victor. I realize that he's standing right in front of me, with his brow furrowed. Why did I come here? I can't remember at all. Yes, hello. I was trying to talk to you, but you weren't responding. It seemed like you were zoned out. But good. I panicked since I thought something was wrong. No, I'm fine. I was just thinking. Was there a reason you came to see me, Victor? We're out in the inner courtyard. When I ask this, he scratches at his cheek with a guilty expression. Reason? Yeah. I had a pretty important one, actually. Important. We sit down together on the edge of one of the flower beds. Even though Victor said he had a reason for seeing me, he doesn't attempt to say more. I'm curious what he wants to talk about. Looking at his face, I can tell that he is conflicted. If he should tell me or remain silent, that seems to be his dilemma. The wind quietly stirs the air as I sit and wait for him to speak. Come to think of it, I can only recall a few times when I was able to look up at the night sky like this, and for good reason. I was at the house in Wales until recently, trapped in a cage of loneliness, looking down all by myself. I've been thinking about this for a long time. When Victor finally speaks up, I look back at him. I know how you can obtain the truth. The truth? What I'm about to tell you pertains to the lead I was speaking of yesterday. I'm planning to tell the others tomorrow. I hold my breath. Isaac had his own secret research lab. We may be able to locate that facility. A research lab? Does it have something to do with me? Yes, it must be. To your horologium. My hand automatically reaches toward my chest where the gem is embedded. Victor nods slowly, then continues with a serious expression. And I have an idea as to what the horologium really is. What? I'll start from the beginning. In Britain, there is a scientific academy known as the Royal Society. Long ago, there was some research being conducted there. The discovery of infinite energy, the refinement of the elixir of immortality, the emulation of the work of God. The legendary substance, the Philosopher's Stone, would be at the foundation for it all. Under Queen Victoria's orders, experiments were conducted to refine this substance, pouring obscene amounts of money into it. I'm hearing all of this for the first time. I don't understand some of it, and what I do understand makes little sense. But Victor's serious tone is enough to tell me that this must have been an immense endeavor. The Philosopher's Stone? Yes, but the scientists were never able to truly create it, instead creating an imitation, Zincterium. The scientists, unable to achieve the desired results, were held responsible and stripped of their titles. Victor pauses to sigh heavily, as if taking a break from his exposition. I still get the feeling that he's hiding something from me. Is that everything you wanted to tell me? He avoids my gaze for a moment. No, actually, this is the part I really wanted you to know. Someone else took over the research after the first scientists were removed from the project. He shakes off whatever's holding him back and turns to me. That person was your father, Isaac Beckford. My father? That's right. I don't know why he decided to involve himself in the research for the Philosopher's Stone. After Isaac became head of research, I had the opportunity to witness the Zincterium that he had in his possession. How is this related to me? What I saw, the solid form of Zincterium, had the same sort of shine that the gem in your chest does. It's highly likely that the gem embedded within you was based off of Zincterium, and is the forerunner of the Philosopher's Stone. I think the substance was renamed and eventually got to be called the Horologium. A sudden gust of wind blows past us, and the flowers in the flower bed rustle. The blue gem embedded in my chest, the Horologium. So, it's true my father himself has deep ties with it. My father made this. It's strange. Just from this information alone, the gem in my chest suddenly becomes something precious to me. But, as to how and why the Horologium acts as your heart, keeping you alive while harboring poison in your body, I don't know anything about it. I'm sorry this information doesn't shed light on anything. I shake my head. It's all right. Just knowing that father made this, that he was actually involved, makes me happy. Because it's what's keeping me alive, and he made it himself. I'm alive right now because of father, aren't I? I don't know why he had put the Horologium inside of me, but he must have done it for my sake. I look up and see that Victor is looking away, with a forlorn expression. It's like he is struggling with something. The research facility I mentioned earlier is the laboratory where Isaac was studying the Philosopher's Stone, which means it's where the Horologium was created? Most likely. I see. If we go there, we may be able to figure out how to fix the poison and learn about my lost past. But why? Why are you telling me all of this now? You could have said something much sooner. That's because, it took me some time to confirm the link between Zincterium and the Philosopher's Stone. I know I really should have explained this to you all before now. I see. I gently fold my arms over the Horologium. I can feel it, even through my clothing, the carefully made gem shining inside me. Though it normally seems lifeless, right now it almost feels warm. Cardia. The truth will always be out there, and it will never change no matter what happens, if that's what you desire. Victor. Victor turns to look at me, but he seems to be staring at an entirely different place. At breakfast the next day, after Deli and Cece have left the dining hall, Victor brings up the topic to the rest of us. There's something I want to tell you all. With this, he repeats what he told me last night. About the Horologium, my father, and his research. Just as I had been last night, some seem confused by the terms they are hearing for the first time. Nevertheless, it's good news. After he finishes his explanation, he takes a breath. That's everything I know. I apologize for not telling you until I was certain about this information. So that means we pretty much figured out where our target's home base is, right? Isn't that a big deal? I don't think it's that simple. Why not? That definitely is a promising lead, but... Victor mentioned last night that he had a lead to a promising lead, which means that there's something else we need to know. Impy looks up at the heavens. Whoa. Right. You're right. A lead to a lead seems so tedious. I wish we could just take care of it all at once. The Count is right. Victor just said what was his promising lead. He still hasn't told us what the lead to that lead was, and what we'll need to do to get the actual information. No use in whining. It's 100 times better than having nothing to work with. I agree. Yes, we need to keep moving forward, one step at a time. So, Victor, what's your other lead? What steps should we take? Victor nods firmly before replying. I want you to obtain something that will lead us to the whereabouts of Isaac's laboratory. Something? That's awfully vague. Do you have something in mind, or are you trying to avoid talking about it? It's going to be trouble. It's something that the organized crime groups in London are guarding with all they've got. Guarded by gangsters? I see. It seems that everyone but me has an idea of what Victor is tiptoeing around. Impy places his forehead against the dining table, but the three others, including Lupin, seem to be grinning. What's going on? Victor continues to talk, but I'm just as confused as ever. What we need to obtain is the prize from the Black Gathering. The Black Gathering. This is yet another new term. Seeing my confusion, Saint Germain offers up an explanation. It's a location you've already been to several times. Do you remember that event that takes place by the River Thames? I remember. It's where we met Van Helsing. That place, where a certain unfriendly four-eyed fellow caused a scene. Stop using me as a point of reference. It's a long-running event, and on the last day, there is a grand competition that takes place to wrap it all up. And that's the airship race that caps off the ending of the Black Gathering. The Black Gathering, that means it's a day when those from the underbelly of the city gather in large numbers. They're an unruly bunch, but they're rich. The police and military turn a blind eye, as long as they don't do anything violent. An airship race. Airships. I've read about them in books, so I have a lot of knowledge about them. I can't recall seeing them up close much. I've seen them from afar, floating among the clouds. Oh, but I do have a recent memory of being attacked by an airship. I don't remember much about it, but I do recall that it was a huge machine. I can't imagine what an airship race would be like. This is also one of Isaac's achievements. He created a material that he called aerocarbonium. It's very light and sturdy, and can easily be mass-produced. As airship technology advanced, other uses for them appeared. Father sure did a lot. Yes, his work has changed the history of mankind. He is worthy of the title modern-day Prometheus. Prometheus, the Titan said to have given the secret of fire to humanity. It's strange knowing that my father is being compared to a great figure from mythology. Back to what you were talking about. What do you mean that the prize from the airship race is a lead? Well, the prize for this competition is said to be the posthumous collection of Isaac Beckford's work. A posthumous collection? A posthumous collection from a man whose death has yet to be confirmed. They're really getting ahead of themselves. The prize is worth more if Isaac is believed to be dead, that's all. Posthumous collection? So basically it's a bunch of papers and stuff, right? How much value could that possibly have? I'm sure there are countless collectors who want to obtain them at any cost, since they're from the legendary Isaac Beckford. But how did such a thing end up as a prize for a race? No matter the content, I would assume his writing is classified information. I don't see how it came to be in their hands. From what I've heard, the writings were originally under the guard of the Royal Society. Greed got the best of one of the society members, and he sold the documents to some millionaire. I see. They made their way through the underground society, and ultimately arrived at the Black Gathering. Victor slowly nods at the Count's logic. Documents written in Father's hand. You're right. There must be something there about the horologium. It seems my anticipation was growing, despite myself, and I noticed my hands have clenched into fists.
That's easy then. I'll just go steal it.
I would advise against that.
Why? I can easily get past some criminal's line of flimsy security.
I'm not doubting your abilities, it's just... Since that attack by Delacroix, the criminal world has set aside their pride and started asking for help.
So what?
The prize would be guarded by none other than Herlock Sholmes.
All right, let's enter the race and get this lead fair and square, shall we?
You're so quick to adapt. You really don't like Sholmes, do you, Lupin? He's more like a nemesis at this point.
Yeah, I would have thought that Lupin would actually want to take on Sholmes and try to steal the prize from behind his back. Are you already waving the white flag? You usually talk much bigger game. What white flag? I'm tired of his persistence. Just to be clear, I'm not running from him.
Fun bonus, Sholmes is not only involved in security, but he will investigate if the item gets stolen.
You hear that? Exactly as I'd suspected. This is a strategic retreat, understand?
Retreating is just another name for running, but if that's how you'd like to word it, let's leave it at that. Besides, entering the race is fine and well, but what are we going to do about an actual airship? We can't even join the race if we don't have basic equipment. Why don't we have Impy make one?
I'm happy you're depending on me for this, but if you want me to make something from scratch, time and money...
Then, should we buy one? You said that the amount of money Lupin bought back was enough to buy an airship.
I'm not sure. We could probably buy an average airship with that. But trying to win a race with something like that would be difficult even for Impy, the great engineer.
There's a wide range of airship designs. Faster ones can easily go over 100 kilometers an hour. 100 kilometers an hour? That's such a big number. I can't even imagine how fast it actually is.
Besides, this isn't our average race. If we join with some shabby airship, we'll be shot down, and then that's it for us.
Shot down?
Miss Cardia, you can't forget that the sponsors of this race are members of the criminal underworld. In this race, competitors are allowed to attack one another. All attendees need to sign a contract releasing the exhibitors of liability in case of injury or death.
What an intense race. An airship race where combat is allowed. Illegal airship races are so extreme.
But we have to enter, all the more reason to join. If winning the race means we all get closer to our goals. Impy, how much money would you need to modify an airship so that it stands a chance in the race?
Well, with my technical skills, if we had the money to buy 2 mid-sized airships, I could guarantee our victory. 2? They cost that much.
Things get more expensive if you want them to be better than average. Ask everyone else, and you'll be charged 5 airships worth. Then I'll do something about procuring a basic airship. Impy, start thinking about your remodeling plans.
Do something? Do you have something in mind?
Yep, I'll be taking off then. Have fun house-sitting.
Lupin confidently marches out of the dining room. And I'm going to go ahead and break this video right there before I go along like I did last time. I hope to see you in my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show your support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.